G'day there everyone, congratulations, you found the Champ Dog. So I'm going to do a super quick intro today. I've got one game coming up, it's a Dimir control deck that you can see here. I'm playing against a Yorion deck. So the game itself is really long, it's almost an hour, so this intro is going to be super quick. I'm not going to do a proper deck tech here. I'll try to save that for a future video. We're going to dive in pretty quickly, but yeah, I wanted to share this game with you guys. There's an interesting game that I thought I had lost quite early in the piece. I was playing quite badly and I really wanted to leave and get to bed, and I made some obvious misplays, some even somewhat knowing and deliberate misplays, but still managed to claw it back into a win. And I think it was just a pretty good example of why it's important to end the games quickly in this format at the moment, because there's just so many cards and so many different decks that can get you back into the game if your opponent doesn't shut the door on you quickly. But I'm going to leave that thought here. We're going to jump into the game. I hope you guys enjoy. So, game one, we're on the draw. We're up against a Yorion deck. This hand is pretty slow. Under normal circumstances, I would just straight up ship this, but I might have a little bit of time against a Yorion deck, and I'm curious to see how it plays out. So, we're still trying to learn our way around the deck, so I'm happy to just keep this and see how we go. Scry here is nice. I don't think we need Extinction Event. Okay, so it's Esper. Eggy boy. Play out the silence, there you go. Disruption could be nice here, or it could be useless, as it so often is. Potentially should have played the castle there, so because it's going to enter tapped. Could have been a mistake. Seems a bit loud, let's turn it down. Good, let's go. So I am going to do this now. If nothing exciting happens over my opponent's next turn, we'll cycle the tryout. Slow game so far, slow start. Yep, so we'll cycle this here. More tapped land. Doesn't seem super helpful right now. Yep. So we do have Hagra Mauling available as well if they do play a creature. We've also got the Heartless Act. I'd love to snag a Yorion next turn with Disruption if that's possible, but it does seem like a big ask. No, plus they have the limit to pay the extra anyway. I was going to say I'm fairly happy to take the 3 here, but I just don't know that there's any point to doing that. Doesn't stop me from playing anything else in my hand. So I think I use the Eliminate. Heartless Act can hit a Yorion if one resolves. Okay, so they buy their companion. I'll get a swamp here. So the question is, do I try to hardcast a Shark Typhoon? So they only have one blue up, so they can't have a neutralize. But they could have a few other things. But I'm going to be greedy and just straight go for it. This could be a mistake though. If they slap down a Doom for Told next turn, we do get quite punished. Yeah, that was silly. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. I expect they will have a Doom foothold here. Okay. Amiria's call. So I'm going to play this out. This way, when they attack next turn, I can aggro Mauling to kill one angel, make a 4/4, block the other angel, and still cycle the Triome. Fair enough. I was wondering if I should play a Heartless Act or something, but I don't think it's worthwhile, because then my opponent can just play their Yorion. I don't mind taking 4 here, like I still kill one, so... I think I cycle this Triome here. Neutralize is nice. So if I play this, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana left. I don't really think this is getting better anytime soon, so I think I just pass here. Sure. They are thinking. So I got 25. And what are they on? 25-ish as well. It's hard to see behind the MTGA assistant. So we'll destroy this. Make a little Sharko. And we still have Neutralize held up. And Frantic Inventory. Elspeth's Nightmare. So I suppose I'm meant to counter this. If I let it resolve, they kill my token, they take a card from my hand. I don't care about the graveyard, but yeah, I suppose I counter this. Make another token. Resolve their Yorion. So they're going to draw a few cards here. Wasn't paying attention to how many lands they have and whether or not they'd be able to play that. That was my bad. At the very least, they are tapped out. Play this frantic inventory, make another Sharker, neutralize is nice to have there. Kill off Yorion, get in with some Sharkies, and call it a turn. So we're obviously way behind in the cards, but we've got our opponent under some pressure. We've got a neutralize and a Heartless Act to help us. This is 10 damage next turn at the moment. That's not bad. That is not too shabby. Opponent thinking through their options. And they do have quite a few of them, don't they? Okay, I think I counter this. So they could play a land and play Shadow of the Sky, which would be unfortunate. But we are presenting them with lethal. Okay. They have an eliminate. Get in for 10 here. I don't think there's a reason to play out the Murderous Rider right now. We've got a pretty good onboard presence. We've got some removal. We've got some way we can draw a card if we want to with Locktwain or Scry with Vantress. I think there's just better things we can do with our mana. I mean, we could Murderous Rider and still Scry with Vantress, I believe. But yeah, I just don't feel in a rush to play it regardless. Okay. So that will not save them. So I'll kill one of these. And then I'll take a Scry. Just makes it a little bit harder for them if they're planning any shenanigans. Ooh, I mean they're both pretty good, aren't they? So I can play Ugin next turn. So obviously we're just going to go for attacks first. I don't think they have a way out here, so there's no need to show them the Ugin. Alright, so that's a pretty snazzy win, basically off the back of the Shark Typhoon there. Did a lot of work for us. So what do we want here? So there could be Dance of the Man, so I don't think Soulguide Lantern is a bad option. I think I want my Negates. I probably want Mystical Dispute. I probably want Duress. So things I can cut. Extinction Event, definitely. Probably Eliminate. Heartless Act is a little more helpful because it can at least hit Yorion. But I can probably cut a little bit of that even. I'm on the draw, aren't I? Yes. So I can cut a land if I want to. And I think I might want to. Okay, 2 more cuts. Actually, I think I'll keep that and cut 1 Disruption. They go down 1 Heartless Act and 1 Neutralize as well, maybe. I think that's a little bit less useful on the draw. I don't know if this is correct. I guess we'll see, but yeah, I feel Neutralize maybe a little bit less useful on the draw because our opponent will be ahead. I have a sneaky feeling this many Mystical Disputes could be a mistake. This hand's not fantastic, but I can keep it and play this first turn. Actually, I think it's better to play this first turn. Then I have the option of this the turn after if I need it. But chances are it gets played as a land. And this probably will as well, since we're doing it now. Okay, Golden Egg. We just play this island. So we have the disruption held up. So we've drawn 2 other lands, so we don't feel too bad about casting this if we want to. Okay. And I pretty much would have against anything there, but since they haven't done anything, we'll fire off this inventory. That's fine, Omen of the Sun doesn't bother me that much. So we'll set a stop here so we can Salundi Vision in the end step. But otherwise we can neutralize anything that comes down and or Dwari Disruption if we're given a target for that. Yep, take 2 here, that's fine. This could become a problem at some point, but they're definitely not a problem right now. I did expect when I cast that Frantic Inventory that they were holding something up to instant speed. I hadn't quite articulated Omen of the Sun, but if I'd thought about it, I probably would have expected it. But I was expecting something. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay, so they're holding up a Mystical Dispute. I think I just let this resolve. So I'm going to go for this. They can of course dispute it if they want to. Ooh, negate's nice. So's Frantic Inventory. This is a tough one. Seagate Restoration, not so much. I think I take a negate. Here. I wouldn't say I'm confident in that decision, but I think it's what I meant to do. So I'm just going to play this out, so I have negate and disruption held up if I need to. And I mean, obviously, if I do get to a point where I can cast this, it's very powerful. Tapping very carefully. So they either have the dispute or they're very much trying to make me think they have the dispute. I assume they're buying Yorion here. Okay, nothing, my turn. So I'm gonna fire off Vision again. Okay, I think I'll take a Frantic Inventory. So this could be nice here because I know there's another Frantic Inventory on the bottom of my deck and this can shuffle it up. I'm obviously not going to go for Ashiok because they're representing some counter magic here. Cycle the Trio. Don't see any reason to interfere with that. And I don't think I want to interfere with this Omen either. I think the win con at the moment is Patience, counter the Yorions. And deal with the tokens later. I'm still at a pretty healthy life total. As I've said, obviously they will become a problem at some point, but that point is not right now. So our opponent knows we have negate, and they know we have Frantic Inventory. And they know that we're assuming they have Mystical Dispute. Okay, they did find a land. So I'm going to fire this off. Draw a couple of cards. No need to crack the passage just yet. Play this for blue. Now, do I want to play out the Lantern? I think no. I think I preserve double neutralize as an option. It's fine. I mean, it's not fine. Obviously, I would like to interact with some of this, and obviously if they do resolve a Yorion right now, it's like game over. But I don't think I can afford to fight over this nonsense. I think I fight over the important things. Oh, I need to discard a card. I guess I pitched that. How foolish of me. Take another 2. Say my opponent's slow rolling, but so am I, and I think they're actually ahead on the clock. Yeah, they're about 40 seconds ahead of me, so I can't really complain. So I'm gonna go for the cycle here. Even though I kind of do want to land, Crawling Barrens is very nice. That is very nice. And so I think I can afford to play the Lantern here. How good would resolving an Ugin right now be? Stuff of dreams. The stuff of dreams. So yep, we take another 2, that's fine. We're in a slightly unfortunate position in that we don't have anything to do in our opponent's end step. We can cycle the neutralizers, but I want to hold on to them, but it just means we're passing our turn and not really doing too much. We can pump the Barons, it's something. Elspeth's Nightmare. I'm happy enough to negate that. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 untapped. Have they played a land this turn though? I don't think they have, so they could plonk this down. Same as last turn. Nah, I think I'm going to let this through. They could put it down, same as last turn, play a land and play Yorion. I'm a bit tired, so I'm not really staying on top of the land situation. Now, do I want to crack the Lantern to draw a card? I don't think that's necessary. So if I cast this, I have 2 mana left, so I can't neutralize or pay for a Mystical Dispute. But I can play this and still hold something up, so I'm going to try Ashiok here. So the issue here is I can counter Mystical Dispute or pay for Mystical Dispute, but that clears them up to resolve Yorion next turn, which is pretty game-breaking at this point. Did I not cast Negate? No, I didn't. So I think I just need to let this be countered and be happy with just getting the dispute out of their hand. They'll probably take the Typhoon with Nightmare. I'm aware I'm playing quite badly in this game. I'm very tired and want to go to sleep. But I wanted to get a couple of games in, so I have something to show you guys. Just for my own enjoyment. Yep, Shark Typhoon goes as expected. So our opponent can reasonably at this point just sit back and pressure us with these 2 tokens. It's not a terrible game plan. Okay, so obviously we have to try and dispute this. Neutralize this. If they have a counter spell here. Okay, so this game's pretty much over. They're going to get just so far ahead. Off blinking that, there's no point continuing here. Okay, so I want this land back. Bit less Mystical Dispute. Because I'm not really trying to push through much in the early game. It's kind of helpful to protect an Ashiok or a Shark Typhoon, I guess. But those are both decent enough on their own. Do I want to cut Murderous Rider, Heartless Act, something of that nature? I don't want to go too low on removal, do I? Because there are a few things there I need to deal with. I don't think I need this Soul Guide Lantern. I think just rely on Cling to Dust. So yeah, we'll just try like this. And it's a bit of a tricky one because they can just go bigger than we can. And it only takes a few pieces of disruption to take away our ability to deal with Yorion. Okay. I have lands, I have spells. I'd love to try and hit a Duress or a Mystical Dispute to protect this Ashiok. Just play all of these tapped for now. Play a Golden Egg? No Golden Egg. I'm just going to play this. I'm probably going to cast Vision at this point. And I'd like to keep the choice of the pathway until I have as much information as possible. Limit of the Sea is fine. Gee, I don't know if I do want to cast the Vision. Maybe I'm better off just casting Frantic Inventory. I mean, I may end up just casting Neutralize this turn anyway, and this will all be moot. So I'm just going to go with this for now and preserve this as a land drop in case I need that. And it looks like I might. Omen of the Sun. Yep, that's fine. Do I want to cycle a Neutralize here? Don't think there's a whole lot of value in that. I might just kill one of these tokens. No, that's not a good play. Cycle a Neutralize? Nah. Okay, so I don't want to just slam down Ashiok into open mana like this. In 2 turns I can play him and hold up negate anyway. Fine. So if I can find another land next turn, I will try to play down Ashiok. Treacherous Blessing. Don't actually mind countering that. Didn't hit a land, so that's frustrating. So if I play this, they play Yorion, they draw 2 cards. I'm gonna go for it, if dangerously. I feel like they may have a counter spell for it. There it is. I'm fairly sure that was a bad play to make, and I should have just waited and or cycled a neutralize in this end step to hit a land. Tapping very carefully here. Yorion. Okay, so this could be a negate or another mystical dispute. Yes, I'm pretty sure that was a bad play because it lets them do this, and now I'm very far behind, but to be honest, I just kind of want this game to be over. Would have been nice to hit one of our duresses in either of these games. So I'm going to go for this now, while my opponent's tapped a bit lower. Take 4 here, we're going to go down to 8. Okay, I wish my opponent would tap a bit faster. Part of the reason I went with that play and said I want this game to be over is I do have some other time-sensitive things I need to move on to, so it's my fault for firing up a deck like this. Do not blame my opponent for that. Everything but lands. Why would it tap like this? Curious. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? So I'm going to play this now, try to hit another land. There we are. Okay, discard a card, discard a card. Ooh, meant to hit the rider there. Yep, so we're going to go down to 8. Sorry, to 4. grab an island here. And we're going to cycle our Shark Typhoon. Sharkle. So I think we have enough black mana, so I'm going to get another island here. Here come the lands. Here come the lands. So I can play this, but I won't have enough left over to fight over a Yorion. Like I'll have one counter spell held up. If I play this, I have neutralize and negate held up. So just play this as a body. And I'm going to stay back with both, because if I attack with the shark and they have a removal spell, I die. Careful tapping here. ECD, huh? What have we got left untapped at that point? So I need to neutralize this because this basically represents a Yorion. Unfortunately, it means they can slap down another land and play another Yorion. Which is fine. I mean, we essentially threw this game away when we went for Ashiok earlier. Okay. So I can... Okay. So I'm going to get in here. Obviously they'll gang block. That's fine. I gain a bit of life. Get rid of some of their tokens. And I can go for Ashiok here. And if I minus and get rid of another one of these tokens, it also takes a card out of their hand. Force a discard. Opponent is taking their time on this decision. I think that's 8 minutes left on their clock, so we could have a win condition just with running down their clock at this point. It's unlikely, but possible. And at this point we also have Cling to Dust held up for end step. they exile, by the way? Archon. Interesting. Interesting they'd bring that in. I guess to tax my room. They're going for Yorion. So I kind of have to go for neutralize here. I assume they have another counter spell. They do not. Okay. So what is their follow-up? Could just be another Yorion. Okay, it was not. So I'm going to get in for 3 here. Take a little peek at my opponent's hand. Where were you at any other point in this game? Duress, late to the party. Shark Typhoon for 3. Okay, that's unfortunate. Means I can kill off my Ashiok with impunity. Amiria's Call is also frustrating, but I think Dance of the Manse is the answer here. So I'm going to go for this now and just see if I can dig up something to protect my Ashiok. That's not it. Oh, okay, then they're actually attacking me, not Ashiok. Interesting. So we've got a negate for the Amiria's Call here. Unfortunately, we cannot do anything about Yorion at the moment. And that is unfortunate because it gives them a big boost in cards and gives them a bunch more tokens. Where was a whirlwind denial when I need one? Doom foretold. Okay, no matter what I cast here, I can't follow up with Cling to Dust, so I'll play the Dispute. So we're not in a good position right now. We have exactly 1 turn to draw out of it. I can block the shark with my shark. I need an answer for the Yorion. This answers a lot of things. So it's really Ugin or bust right now, isn't it? So that being the case, I think I do this. Whittle down their hand a little bit. Exile a couple of cards, just because I can. Oh, they let it through as well. Interesting. -5 here, wipe the board. And we've got negate to answer this Amiria's Call. And we are suddenly back in this game. Thanks to the power of Spirit Daddy here. Just so powerful. Opponent's down to under 6 minutes on the clock, so we're about a minute ahead of them. So we're just going to start ticking up here. We can draw cards and get life and click to dust, which is nice. We're still quite vulnerable to Omen of the Sun. So that costs 7, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I need to let this resolve, unfortunately. But I can gain life with Cling to Dust, and if they attack Ugin with it, that's absolutely fine. I need to hold up Negate for this Amirius call. This is fine. Treacherous Blessing. I don't want them to have it. But I need to save this Negate. I can clear all of this up again with Ugin next turn. So I'm actually going to go for the draw at this point. Heartless Axe, not too bad. Get rid of everything there. Would have been nice to find my Castle Vantress. I have to say no to that, don't I? Okay. I'm going to take another draw here. So this is unfortunate. I need to get rid of one of my frantic inventories, but one does what one has to. Oh, and I'm actually down on time compared to my opponent now. Okay, Castle Vantress, very nice. So this is quite unfortunate. Yep, good decision. Another Elspeth's Nightmare. Sure, why not? So I'm going to take my scry here. Neutralize is nice. So I'm going to lose my neutralize here anyway. So I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this. Because my graveyard's gone at this point anyway. I might as well draw the card while I can. Well, duress isn't nothing. I mean, it's not great, but it's not nothing. Unfortunately, can't counter the Amiria's Call, but Ugin does counter the Amiria's Call. Scry again. Those are actually both fairly good options. Take a little peek at their hand here. Okay, what here am I actually worried about? Nice to know they have the event, so I shouldn't cycle the Typhoon. I should play the Typhoon. So Mystical Dispute here doesn't do an awful lot. So I just pay. And we're in an okay spot here. Not an amazing spot, but an okay spot. And we can now just pump up the Barons and attack for the win. We are on significantly less time than our opponent, so we do need to be mindful there. Amiria's Call. No, there's no point doing that to try and get a token. We'll just use Ugin to feed those up. So I have to get through this fairly quickly. And now we can attack for the win with the Barons. What an epic game! Almost an hour. 59.5 minutes. And I thought I'd thrown that as well to try and get out of this quickly. Jeez Louise. What a game.